It's alright.
Hello.
Hello. It's a bit loud, bro.
A little bit.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 3 of the Asia Pacific GT E-motorsport Championship qualifiers. As we've had in race 1 and 2, the top 12 will qualify for the grand finals in Hong Kong on the 17th of December. My name's Matt Solomon. I'm joined here with Jay. I'm back after missing the last race, but we are here at Silverstone Circuit in the United Kingdom.
Typical, like winter automotive, overcast, cold. Not
Yeah.
wet though. Not wet though. So that's a plus.
Exactly. As we head into qualifying, which will be a 25-minute session with a 30-minute race right after that.
So let's look at first the sponsors.
Yes, looking at our official equipment partner for the series, Camus. They are supplying equipment for the grand finals with their direct drive wheelbase, as well as their LC100 pedals and a GT1 steering wheel. So looking at the online qualifier entry list now, we have Team Australia with Philippa Bukita, Mia Rose, Marino Morella, and Lucas Burrs. Currently, the drivers are sitting 7th and 5th in the championship, with unfortunately Mia and Marino not being able to score any points in the first couple races, so they're going to be dying to try and score some points this race.
There's a lot of points on offer. I mean, second place is like 30 points.
Exactly, and our lone Bangladeshi entry with Fahad Ghafoor driving the BMW Z4.
Nicely done.
All right, now looking at the Chinese Taipei team, we've got Gary Lin, Heng Yu Huang, Chi Kai Wu, and Po Yu Ye, who unfortunately haven't had the the most competitive couple races, but like we said, there's still a lot of points on offer, and it's very close between the the last final few qualifying spots.
Heng Yu Huang actually is quite competitive in the circuit, but just shy of the point, unfortunately.
And we have Team Hong Kong. We've got Kyo Yim, who's sitting second in the points after a very strong first couple of races, winning the first race and finishing 4th in the second race. Chris Tsang, right there on the cusp, very close to qualifying, with Chester Lamb as well, right there with him. Now looking at Team Indonesia, we've got Andika Ramamulana, who had some drama in race 1, but has finished very well in race 2, coming home in P2, right behind Dylan Tan. And you've got Moreno Pratama, who's in the points, Fadli Rahmat, who is just outside the qualifying spot, so look out for an exciting race from him. Team Macau, we've got Sky Lai, who finished on the podium in race 1 and around the top 8 in race 2, so sitting very nicely in the points there. Jerry Khan, who is also one of the drivers on the cusp of that top 12 qualifying spot, so it's going to be very tight between that mid-pack. Over to Team Malaysia now. We've got Muhammad Afif bin Suhaimi, Amir Hazik, and Nakib Aslan, who are all around that area, who have scored points and are going to be fighting for that qualifying position. Over to Team Philippines, Russell Reyes, who had a very strong showing in race 2, finishing 3rd on the podium, with 6th in race 1 as well. So he's the leading Filipino car in 3rd place in the championship. So let's see if any of the other drivers, any of his compatriots can get up into that top 12 with him. All right, and Singapore, the young gun Dylan Tan, who has finished on the podium twice now, with 2nd in the first race and 1st in the second race. The young superstar is looking to seal that spot today in the race, with Mohamed Tasbi in P9 looking to lock in his challenge for the finals in Hong Kong. Tanapon Wongsiri, the lone Thai driver, with a very nice sharp red livery on that BMW Z4. Alright, so here we are live in qualifying. We are currently looking at Kyo Yim, the Hong Kong entry,
So
warming
right
up his tires.
Everyone was on the outlap. Very aggressive tire warming though. Very Alonso-esque.
Very, very much so, yeah. Really trying to weave as much as he can to get the heat and the temperature. As we saw just now in the graphic, it's only 12 degrees in sunny England as you see the car stepping out there.
As sunny as you can expect it to be in England. So right now the track is very cool. We don't have a tire warmers. Also, there's a lot of, you see a lot of gas when you look at the flat. We have almost like 20 knots of wind blowing across the track, so that's gonna affect how the cars handle a bit.
Yeah, exactly, Jay. The wind is something that's always a big factor in Silverstone when it comes to corners like like Cops and Maggots and Beckett's. That change in wind direction can often affect how the cars perform, especially with cars like these GT3s where there's a decent amount of aero that these cars have to contend with.
Just looking at Keo, well, the tires are not really up to temperature. Yes, fish tell it a lot, both understeering and oversteering at the same time.
Exactly. It's never fun when the car is handling like that, as you know, it often becomes a bit of a handful. But Keo is a very experienced driver. I'm sure he will sort himself out when it comes to lap 2 or 3, and especially with these cold temperatures, it's probably not the first lap where you're going to get the absolute maximum. It could come in lap 2 or 3 once the tires are properly up to temperature.
Yep, that's actually a feel I think. His spot is looking okay. It just doesn't have like a full confidence in the second corner. But look at the sector times. Nakib Aslan has purple sector 1 right now.
And we're looking all the way down in P20. Fadli Rahmat, very fast there in sector 3. But Nakib Aslan, like you mentioned, is purple in sector 1. Keo Yim there around half a second off in sector 1, but purple in sector 2 right now, as he is one of the first cars out on track.
Nakib is one of those drivers who you expect to make a top 12, but right now is kind of on the brink, on the edge, because he didn't have a very good race run. So we expect him to attack quite heavily in this race.
Yeah, a lot of drivers with not a lot to lose in this final race here. Want to get onto that, qualifying 12 to make the grand finals on the 17th of December here in Hong Kong for the live race.
Ooh, fishy. Tell Happy out of the first at that last complex, which is actually the faster way to go for it.
Yeah, you get that rotation. You can set yourself up nicely, as he does there, going into P1.
Wow, 56 already. So we were expecting a low 56 this whole time. We didn't, and that's already shown us. Along with Milana, doing a mid 56 right now. So we still have somewhere to go.
Yeah, but look at these drivers really pushing from lap 1. Dylan Tan and Milana, as they finished in race 2. They are currently sitting P1 and P2 right now after just 5 minutes of qualifying.
Another driver who should be scoring more compared to his pace is Pratama. So he's trying to put in a few fast laps, but right in front of him, I think it's Jason C.
And you see Dylan Tan going even faster now, another purple sector in sector 1. And is really pushing on. So like we kind of mentioned, it's possibly that that second lap where you really have everything dialed in and up to temperature. As we ride on board with Dylan now, coming into Cops. Very fast corner, just a dab of the brakes there and back on the gas. Heading into Maggot and Beckett's now as he flat out through the first section, dab of the brakes on the second. Staying to the left there to make sure he gets the rotation for the last part of Beckett's, coming onto Chapel, onto the straight. So another very good sector there. 2/10 faster, goes purple in sector 2 as well. So Dylan really lining up this lap.
Yeah, but meanwhile, Lucas Burst has put down a pole time, but that's gonna be overtaken quite soon. As Dylan is now heading for the last sectors.
Yeah, Lucas Burrs did very well in that in race 2 in Laguna Seca, finishing in P4. As we see Dylan Tan now rounding out the last corner. Can he keep it flat? Yes, he can. The car very stable. As he crosses the line now with a 1:56.1 to set the benchmark early on, over 3.5 tenths quicker than Lucas Burrs there in P2.
A lot of drivers are improving their time, so I guess the coach track does mean that the track is going to improve a lot. I will see I think Aslan is in front, weaving heavily in his BMW. Ah, that's a Seek, yeah. Hasik is weaving quite heavily in front of BMW, trying to get some temperature in the tires. Meanwhile, Ratma is on his second fast lap.
Yeah, Rakhmat there with
Ooh, that's gonna cancel his lap.
as he coming through the final chicane there. But yeah, with these cool temperatures, yeah, like Jay said, you know, expect some very fast times from these guys. The air is cooler, the engines will love that. And once the cars are dialed in, you see these guys flying as we ride on board now with Luke Spurs with a green Sector 1 and 2, so personal best in Sector 1 and 2. Can he put together a good Sector 3 to get close to Dylan Tan as we see Dylan coming through Sector 1 with another purple time? So let's see what Lucas does in the...
Oh,
decides to abort.
Yep, it's very easy to mess up on that corner, especially when you're understeer and then you lose all your momentum. Dintan is also bailing out of this lap as well.
So yeah, as we have 17 minutes left in this qualifying session, expect the times to tumble maybe another couple tenths as you're still seeing some purple sectors out there. So Dylan really laying down the mark here early in qualifying.
We have yet seen a lap lower than 56. It seemed he was on the way to do that. So probably he decided that lap wasn't fast enough, so he bailed out.
Probably gonna give himself a little breather and try again.
Yep. The Russell Reyes. Is that improvement? Yes. P4.
Yeah, so Russell Reyes around 4.5 tenths behind Dylan right now. We know he's capable of being up there in the top 3, as he was in race 2. Had a good battle for P3 early on in the race, before pulling out a decent gap when Kyo Yim and Lucas Burrs were fighting, which allowed the top 3 to really pull away.
So traffic for Lucas Burrs. He was on the fast couple of first corners, but in front of him is just Matthew, who is just one. So another lap of this.
Yeah, so Lucas Burrs in that big Godzilla, the Australian Godzilla, famous car in Australia, having had a lot of success in the real world with the likes of at Bathurst. As we have a look now at Philippa Bukita. Bukita, who is sitting comfortably in the top 10 in the points. So looking to round out her qualifying series with another strong result here in Silverstone.
Coming out the last corner, quickly, should be improvement. A slight improvement, not that much. P9.
Decent improvement though, is around 7 tenths at the moment behind Dylan Tan, but is 3 tenths clear of, around 2 tenths clear of Skyline in P10. Skyline is another one of those drivers who is sitting comfortably in the points, having finished very well in the first race on the podium. As we have a look now at Kamal Ali.
So right now, Malaysia has 2 drivers looking on the cups on big case top 12. Kamal Ali would be one of those if he make a break and then get a near top 10 finish. With this grid, it's not that easy though, as usual.
No, exactly. You look down at the top 12. Chester Lamb, who's sitting in that P12 spot, has only got 8 points. Mm-hmm. So if anyone from, well, literally anyone on the grid that's not currently in the top 12 could have a very, very strong race and potentially still qualify. So it's not over. There's still a lot of drivers here who can still definitely have a shot at qualifying for the final in Hong Kong.
So see, Kamal Ali still warming his sides on the first lap. That's how cold the track is.
As we see on the timing screen, Dylan Tan posting another purple Sector 1.
Yep. We're going to wait for Kamal Ali to finish lap and then we're going to switch over to Dylan Tan with a yellow Sector 2. But that's not much of his best because the best time belongs to him as well.
Yeah, yellow sector 2, but only 0.03 of a second slower than the fastest lap right now. So as we ride on board with Dylan now heading into the final chicane, can he put in a strong sector 3 to cap off this lap and extend his lead even further?
He has a very clean exit out of the last turn compared to a lot of other drivers. Whoa! Another purple.
And Dylan Tan there,
Improving slightly.
slight improvement, as the gap is now around 0.3. So Dylan looking very comfortable there in the lead with his teammate Andika Milana in P2. Lucas Burrs in P3. So it was interesting. Yeah, I think race 1 was one of those races. Obviously there was that drama at the start, but everyone really sort of finding their feet in race 1. But in race 2, everyone's sort of settled into their rhythms. Now looking into race 3, a lot of the friendly faces that we saw in race 2 up the front of the grid, all showing up again in race 3, the usual suspects.
Yeah, the Silverstone is a track that everyone is very familiar about. So once you understand the car, the speed will come naturally. But one of the drivers who is not really liking it right now is Killian, who is down on 11th. A race winner in race 1.
Yeah, race winner in race 1, 4th in race 2, Kyo Yim. You'd expect Kyo to be right up there, but currently only in P11 and is about 1.1 seconds off the lead right now. A couple tenths will put him a fair way up the order. However, he is struggling a little bit at the moment.
So Russell Reyes has his fast lap kind of impeded by the Chinese Taipei car, so he's setting up his last corner to make another hot lap.
As we see, Bukita there jumping up into P3, only 4 tenths off the lead now. Bukita there with a purple sector 3, so fantastic lap from her there.
So Russell Reyes, is this gonna be improved in sector 1? It looks like it.
So we're looking at, on the charts with P6, Moreno Pratama there with 2 green sectors. So looking to improve his time there. Try and sneak into the top 2 rows as he comes out of Stowe. Coming down into the chicane now. Late on the brakes, gets the car rotated. Car stepping out a little bit there, but gets the rotation. Early on the gas, coming out of the last corner. Will he make an improvement?
Whoa.
Yes, he does, and he goes into P2 with an incredibly quick sector 3, about a tenth quicker than anyone out there.
We saw him kind of get out of shape, but that just happens to be the fastest way around.
Yeah, really got that rotation and managed to get the car straightened up and early on the gas to get that sensational exit.
So the duo of Skyline and Killian are running in 10th and 11th. I think they do expect to be a bit further up. Not like it's gonna destroy the chances though, because they are sitting pretty comfortably in the points table.
Exactly. Kyo is sitting on 56 points right now for the series, and Skyline on 36 points. So it's gonna take something absolutely crazy to happen for them not to be in that qualifying spot.
And Chester Lamb still in P12. He's kind of usually around on that middle tier of places. So trying hard, but still not cracking the top 10 right now.
Yeah, Chester, it's a tight fight between Chester and Fadli Rakhmat right now. Rakhmat is often fairly quick, and Chester, there's only 1 point between the two drivers, so it's going to be a very tight fight, and Chester's going to have to fight really hard to stay in that top 12 for the qualifiers.
The Skyline crossing a line with a personal best sector 1 and 2, but the first sector wasn't that hot.
Still puts in a best lap of a 57.051, so around 9 tenths off the lead. As we can see, those top few drivers are really pushing hard and have put in some sensational lap times. Dylan Tan on a 56.131, Moreno Pratama on a 56.341, and then Andika Maulana on a 56.432.
Aslan is looking to pick up some big points this week because he has pace in the BMW. Just see the personal best. Sector 1, the Sector 2 was then that... Oh, it's still better best. So he's around half a second of pole time right now.
As we see Philippa Bukida with a green Sector 1. So Philippa is still going a bit quicker. Can
Whoa.
she repeat that lap time or that performance that she had and sneak up into that top 3 spot again?
Now Keep is actually using a gear higher out of the last corner. We hear the revs a bit lower compared to other cars.
It's interesting. I wonder if that's you know,
I guess it is.
yeah, must be a characteristic of the BMW, as we saw a couple of the drivers coming out there and just sliding a little bit coming out of the last corner. So maybe they are struggling with traction.
So Brigida on a good Sector 1, only 1/10 off, but the Sector 2 is also not her best.
So we'll see if she decides to continue and finish out this lap, or if she decides to bail and go for another run. As we ride on board, heading into that final chicane, late on the brakes, turns in fairly early, gets the car rotated nicely though, but she is in as she crosses the line now. So another yellow Sector 3, but she completes that lap and just only 1/10 off of her best lap. But she's going to have to do a little bit better than that with 6 minutes to go on the clock, 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go before the end of this session.
Right, the times are kind of now stagnating. The only one who has improvement right now is just Jamasti. With the personal best Sector 2, but Sector 1 isn't his best. Let's see what this lap brings.
Yeah, Jin Masvi there sitting in P11 in the standings. Had a bit of drama in race 2, finished in P4 in race 1, but in race 2 unfortunately came together with Rakhmat and had to come back through the field with a storming drive to finish P13.
So improvement knocks the Hong Kong duo, Killiam and Chester, further down. Killiam's now is 12, so he's right between Skyline and his friend.
Yeah, so Kyo's gonna have to fight. Kyo, obviously winner in race 1, finished P4 in race 2. He's got his work cut out for him if he doesn't improve in the final 5 minutes here in qualifying.
So Chinese Taipei is still waiting for the first point. And right now the best chance seems to be Huang Yuhuang, who is qualified 14, which is actually quite decent. Only 0.7 of Dylan's time.
Yeah, as we see Fadli Rakhmat actually there in P6 with 2 green sectors, so looking to improve there. Coming on to the start-finish straight now. Will he improve? He does put in a personal best,
Yeah.
however not quite enough to get up, only 400s off the time of Luca Burrs in P5, but Lucas is going quicker, has 2 personal best sectors.
Well, again,
Ooh.
heavy rotation. Also, running through the last sector in 3rd gear.
Yeah, very interesting. I wonder if that was maybe a little bit too much
Yeah, a
rotation.
bit too much. Yeah, but still.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Incredible time there from Lucas Burrs, puts in P2.
Meanwhile, Huang Yuhuang down of his current best lap, setting up for another hot lap attack.
Yeah, but that was incredible from Lucas Burrs. Really didn't think he was going to put any sort of lap there together, but really managed to get a decent exit. Came out with a yellow sector 3, but only 1/10 off the pole time of Dylan Tan. So very, very quick there from Lucas Burrs. And let's see if he can go for one more lap. I think it's going to be very tight here with only 3 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock.
Lucas has always been quite understated. He don't seem like making big moves, making big dives, but he's been like delivering the results.
Yeah, he's very, very sensible, Lucas Burrs. Even in that fight with Kyo Yim in race 2, nothing crazy. Held on to a very solid position to finish the race, and yeah, hence why he's currently sitting 5th in the championship with tied points with P4. So doing a very good job.
With quite a scrappy substitute. Let's see if that improves it. No improvement.
No, Britama there around 6 tenths off his personal best. So let's see if he goes for another final run as we ride with Bakita. Bakita with a green sector 2. Not a bad sector 1, but unfortunately not improving. They're improving on her personal best, but unfortunately that doesn't really factor. 5 thousandths off of Andika Milana there in P4.
Meanwhile, Gonzalez was on course for almost a point in round 2, just 1 or 2 plays off. Right now is P17th.
Yeah, Gonzalez, one of the 4 Team Philippine cars.
Whoa, running
Going
real wide.
a little wide.
Real wide.
All right, 2 minutes left on the clock as we see Dylan Tan with a purple sector 1 doing a 31.038 in the first sector. This is around half a tenth quicker than anyone's gone in sector 1 so far, I believe.
And that's in response to Lucas' purple sector 3. I guess he isn't satisfied unless he's faster in all 3 sectors.
Exactly. Dylan there, the young gun from Singapore, pushing on as he goes into Cops. Fire coming out of the exhaust there of the AMG GT3. Car looking very stable as he heads into Maggots and Beckett's. Slight dab of the brakes. That Mercedes riding the curb with ease as he's coming through Chapel onto the Hanger Straight. Sector 2 was slightly off. Not a personal best for Dylan, but I wonder if he's saving something here for a very special Sector 3 to finish off the lap. Ooh, is a car off in front of him? Just avoiding that lap.
Though. Yeah.
Let's see. His second sector was only 4 thousandths off from his best.
Well,
As he comes across the line there with a 56.047, extending his lead to 2 tenths of a second as we see Kyo Yim improving slightly.
We already talked about thousands of seconds here in terms of like improvement. There's almost 2 identical laps that Dylan Tan has gave us.
Yeah, incredible. Eyes are struggling to see the differences on the lap board, but yeah, doing a fantastic job there, Dylan, to extend his lead slightly, give himself a little bit more breathing room. As we see Lucas Burrs rounding out the last corner. Is he going to start one more final push? Is he going to make it?
Yeah, he probably just crossed the line with 4 seconds to spare. Whoa, you get the car going all out.
Wow.
Sliding, bottoming out, everything at the same time.
Yeah, so that was it for Lucas Burrs. No final dash for pole position, unfortunately for Lucas, but doing a very good job to put himself up there on the front row.
It's also good to like see driver give their all, right?
Oh, definitely. That's exactly what you want to see. Last lap, you got to go for it.
I mean, because around December, you have to beat Dylan Tan anyway. So, one to 2 days as a rehearsal.
Exactly.
So, well, again, heavy rotation. So, you see the cars have to like be set up to have quite aggressive turn in, just to like get it around that very long grid corner, which I hate.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting to see. Like, you're looking at the cars here, they're set up actually quite differently to how they're set up in round one.
Yeah.
The cars they seem to be a lot more loose, and the drivers are really driving them on the nose, as they say, really getting that rotation, and even sometimes keeping that through the corners to really extract that lap time.
You see Dylan having a very okay.
Yeah, Bukita with a purple sector 2, so Philippa Bakita, they're really pushing now. Coming around the last corner. Is she going to put herself in a fighting spot? P3. Bakita there with a 156.259. Goes right next to her compatriot, Lucas Burrs. Fantastic lap from Philippa there. As we ride with Sky Lai. P12 right now. Can he do any better? 2 yellow sectors. Let's see how his sector 3 goes.
No, nothing. That's it.
All right, and I think that is the end of qualifying. So Dylan Tan is your pole man on a 156.047.
You wouldn't expect Hill and Skyline to be that far down, usually.
I know. We're gonna see. I'm sure it's gonna be an exciting race with the two of them trying to fight back. All right, so grand finals at the IMXpo on the 17th of December, hosted by Esports, where the top 12 qualifiers after this race will be heading there in for the live final. So we see the online qualifier standings after round 2 as they are now, with Dylan in the lead, and we're looking all the way down to P12. Chester Lamb with 8 points and Fali Rakhmat with 7 points. Rakhmat qualified in 6th, with Chester down in 14. So it's going to be a very tight fight between those drivers, and if we look further down the grid, it's going to be a very it's anyone's game right now.
Yeah.
To qualify for that top 12 spot.
With 35 points for the first place, you expect it's quite easy to get 8 points where it should be. But no, definitely not. It takes a lot of work and a lot of luck as well to get in the points, as we see in round 1 and round 2.
Yeah, definitely. Exactly. This race is going to be anything like round 1 and 2. It's going to be very, very exciting. And it's going to be extremely hard for anyone to predict who's going to finish where. We saw some incredible action in race 1.
I think this track should give us a lot of side-by-side action, especially with the cold temperature in the first 2 laps. They get a lot of shuffling, a lot of just trying to surviving.
Exactly. As you see on screen, it's a standing start with no tire warmers, so it's going to be very tricky, like we saw in race 1. The start for a lot of these drivers, some of them coming into a bit of grief. So it's going to be very exciting as we head down into the very fast turn 1. And the heavy braking section into turns 3.
So as usual, well, let's not make it a tradition. I mean, Dylan Tan on pole is a huge achievement. It's not something that is usual.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's done a fantastic job so far in the series, obviously finishing 2nd in race 1, winning race 2, and currently pole position for race 3, lining up alongside Lucas Burrs, the Aussie.
Lucas Burrs has done a great job because he is usually around P4, P5. And making this jump is going to be a statement come December.
Yeah, flying in all the way from Australia. Hopefully he won't have as much ping as he does in the online qualifiers. Lining up alongside fellow countrywoman, Philippa Bakita. It's Philippa in the Z4 doing a fantastic job, as we saw. The BMW is looking a bit of a handful coming out of those last few corners, but doing very well there to put herself P3. Lining up alongside Moreno Pratama in the AMG GT3, the Indonesian driver, in P4. Lining up alongside Andika Maulana, fellow countryman, and it's an all Indonesian 5th, 6th, and 7th with Muhammad Tasbi in P7 there. Excuse me. In P6 is Rakhmat, P7 is Tasbi in the Ferrari 488 GT3 for Singapore. Then looking at P8, we have Russell Reyes in the Audi R8 LMS. Russell finishing on the podium in race 2, so looking to bounce back in race 3 after qualifying in P8. Looking over to the Team Malaysia car of Nakib Aslan in the Z4, alongside fellow countryman, Amir Haziq. So the two Malaysians are going to look to push forward in this race with the teammates from Macau and Hong Kong, Sky Lai and Kyo Yim, sort of the leaders in race 1. Two standout drivers looking to make their way through the field as well. They're not used to seeing them in P11 and 12. And here we have Mohammed Jin Mazvi in P13 for Singapore in that McLaren. P14 is Chester Lam in the Lamborghini for Team Hong Kong. He's got his work cut out as he's on that cusp of the P12 in the qualifying spots right now. Then we have a Chinese Taipei car flying all over the screen.
Hopefully his connection is fine.
Yeah, I hope that stays. It's got a little bit of ping right now, but Heng Yu Huang, hopefully you'll have a pretty clean race. Looking at Gary Lin in the Audi in P16, lining up alongside Francis Gonzalez.
So we're almost ready to go.
All right, looking over at the leaders, the lights go on. And away we go for round 3 of the online qualifiers there. Dylan Tan getting off to a very decent start, keeping it into turn 1. But Luca Burrs is at a disaster of a start with Pratama there, sneaking up the inside. And there's a huge crash between a lot of the leading drivers. Luca Burrs there being sandwiched and is off. A number of cars there going off there. I think it was contact between the two Aussie drivers. Bukita there and you know, running into the side of Burrs, going into the farm corner. But it's Dylan Tan and Pratama and then Milana who have gotten away cleanly at the start. They're avoiding any big incidents. So let's have a look at the order now with Bukita. Bukita there still in P5.
So she had some major damage at the front, and then we have Taspeak. Skylar and Kyo Yim have found few places among the tussle.
The two Hong Kong and Macau drivers staying out of that trouble there at turn 1. But the big loser there, unfortunately, was Luca Burrs, who had qualified so well to be on that front row. Unfortunately, going off at turn 2. As we see now, going to Maggots and Beckett's cars line astern, with Bukita leading that train of cars. There's a bit of contact, as you can see, on the front of Tasby's car as well. Wonder if he ran into the back of someone going through farm and Abbey, the new turn 1. As we see Kyo Yim there having a little look. Skyline just covering that off as we go into Stowe for the first time. Coming into the chicane, are there going to be any big moves on turn 1? On lap 1, excuse me. Not right now, as they set themselves up for lap 2 in this 30-minute race. 3. Dylan Tan has stretched his legs out with a 1-second lead at the front there, so Dylan putting in a good first lap, with Moreno Pratama there in P2 and Andika Milana in P3, just another half a second back.
So another driver who had an incident, I guess, is Hasik and Aslan. So Aslan is P6, so he's fine, but Hasik, a huge knock on the right side of the BMW. And right now it's kind of trailing the Chinese Taipei entry of Heng Yu Huang.
Yeah, Hazid's car looking a little worse for wear there. As we look at some of the drivers and where they're currently standing right now, we've got Chester Lamb, who we said needed a good start and has managed to get himself into P10. So we'll pick up a few points if he finishes there. Obviously points go all the way to P15. So Chester looking very comfortable right now in P10.
Kamal Lee having a train of cars behind him, absorbing huge pressure. So we have Gary Lin there. We have Ratmat, who is recovering from travel incident. Ratmat really needs still points.
Yeah, Ratmat, one of the faster drivers, but unfortunately is sitting in that P13 spot. So needs to really get going with his nearest competitor, Chester Lamb, in P10.
So he has good run out of Nuggets. Down the straight, take the inside line. Gary gave him plenty of room.
So Rakhmat says, thank you very much, Gary, as he... Is he in the lead coming down? Is Gary going to put up a fight? No, and Rakhmat closes the door in his face and takes that chicane, moving himself up into P15 now, into the points. So Rakhmat's going to really have to push now to try and get up that order.
Looking at the back. Another GTR, the second GTR in the race, fighting up two McLaren's Macau.
Ooh, contact there as Jason C tries to go around the outside of Farm. Bit ambitious there and led to a little bit of contact with the Chinese Taipei driver. The Chinese Taipei driver managing to keep the car facing the right direction, as we see Lucas Burrs there with a very crooked rear wing, but trying to fight his way back.
Yep, not much in terms of rear downforce. But then, at the same time, he's still making progress at the front. So, he's still looking at that viewpoint just to secure his top 12 spot.
Yeah, Lucas there going a little bit wide, had a thought about making a move. Unfortunately, loses a place there to Jason C. So it's going to be a very long race today for Lucas Burrs, who started off so strong. Unfortunately, had a difficult getaway, which put him into the grasp of all the drivers behind who were pushing forward, and unfortunately led to a bit of contact.
Kamal is looking for a few points to move up the order. He still need a few more. 13 is probably not enough. So, if anything happens to the car in front, he'll need to pick up the pieces. But right now, behind him looking very angry is Belaguren, who have yet scored a point. Looking very menacing in the back.
So looking at the lap times now, Dylan has done the... Actually, it's not Dylan, it is Andika Milana in P2. We didn't see that move with Milana moving up into P2. But Milana's put in the fastest lap of a 57.6, which is around 1.5 seconds away from that pole time. So the car is obviously, fueled up, heavy at the start of this race, and some of the drivers maybe just be saving a little bit of tires. As we saw in some of the earlier races, the tires could wear off towards the later stages.
Big dive by Rakhmat. Makes it work. Cleared it by turn 1, cover it in turn 2. Oh, but hit the big sausage curb on the inside.
Yeah, those sausage curbs are not your friend. You really don't want to be touching them after that really fantastic move on Balagulan as he chases down Kamal Ali in P13.
Yeah. Even if it's your friend, you shouldn't be like touching her. Touching her.
So Rakhmat's car moving all over the place right now as we look at that battle between Kamal Ali, Rakhmat, who did such a good job making that overtake, having a bit of work to do to try and get back to the tail of Kamal Ali. Going into Cops.
Slightly wide, didn't see why. Came back, still with the lead. Whoa. See Kamali being a bit unsettled from pressure. Slightly too much like sideways movement.
Yeah, so Kamal Ali there still in the points in P13, but really needs to be careful not to lose too many places if he ends up fighting with Rakhmat, because there are a few cars behind him that I'm sure would love to take that point away. Is Rakhmat going to make a move into the chicane? No, he doesn't. Stays behind, but I wonder if he can get a good exit coming out of the last corner to set himself up for the first couple of corners of Abbey Farm and then heading into Village.
And Gary Lane behind this queue, actually looking quite competitive today. You see on track for 1 point, it's just 1 position from this first point for Chinese Taipei.
Go Chinese Taipei.
Look at this fight.
Ooh,
Raman.
contact.
Fortunately, Raman didn't lose entirely control from the impact.
Yeah, so Kamal Ali just coming out of the corner and being a little bit too trigger happy as he gets onto the throttle, gets the thing sideways, and the thing just snaps on him and runs into the side of Rakhmat there. So moving all the way from P13 there to out of the points in P16.
So Caroline, the switcheroo, not quite there. And it's kind of looking pretty happy against the Lamborghini in front. So Balguna also on his first points. Everyone has their own target, everyone has their own agenda.
Exactly. So all these drivers looking for a personal best here in race 3 to try and get some points.
So here in this queue, Tasby leading a trio of 3 Ferraris. Keo, Sky. Keo and Sky actually doesn't have too much. They don't have to gamble too much because they're pretty safe in a point standing. But you don't sign up to a race like this. You just like follow the leaders.
Exactly. You don't come to race for 6th and 7th. You come to race to win, right? And that's exactly what these guys are trying to do. And looking for a way past Tasby, but Tasby's got a really good exit there coming out of the last corner. As you see Keo Yim there running very wide, trying to make the most of every inch of this circuit.
Yeah, Tasby has a clean air, maybe enough pace to catch Arslan in 6th. Arslan is someone who like really don't want to be bothered. He just want to stay in P6 and let me get those points. So he has no room to like relax. Meanwhile, Russell Reyes mounting an attack on Pratama. Looks like it.
Reyes down the inside.
Which became the outside. Through it.
Outside for the next corner. Is he going to hang it all the way around the outside?
Almost. Not quite.
He tries to switch back.
Nice. Very nice. Very tactical. Meanwhile, Bokita is just behind.
Exactly. So this fighting is allowing Bokita to catch up after that little incident at turn 1. Or turn 2, I should say. But now all these 3 cars are fairly close together. With Pratama still fending off Russell Reyes. Russell Reyes doing a fantastic job, as we said, in race 2. And been consistently quick, was P6 in race 1. So one to really look out for when it comes to the finals in Hong Kong.
Pratama looking slightly out of shape coming out the last turn. Straight line speed got suffer a bit. He's gonna cover it by trying to weave and then break the toe, which is kind of marginal.
Yeah, coming into Stowe. Oh, Russell Reyes makes the dive, but thinks better of it. Tucks back in. He's gonna try again, maybe at the chicane if he can get a good exit down here.
All this fighting has allowed Milana to run from the pack. So another era 1-2, Dylan and Milana, and then let's see who pre-creates.
Alright, on to lap number 6 for these guys, as Pratama is still in front of Russell Reyes, but Reyes looking menacing right now. Going to be looking very big in those mirrors. Not quite close enough on this lap to make a dive bomb into Village. So going to try and set himself up again.
I'm impressed that you managed to remember all the names from the new partners, right? So Pratama have a clean exit, so he's safe for now, and it's
coming into Brooklyn's not quite close enough this time.
And the pack that is closer, slightly closer, is Gil Yin, Skyline. Can they do something with the teamwork? Any kind of like, I don't know, drafting?
Yeah, I wonder if they can do any sort of NASCAR style bump drafting to catch up to the cars in front, but I don't think that's they don't look like they're going to be doing any of that right now. But you never know, they might try something.
Yeah, but the train is catching up to Aslan bit by bit. Every lap by maybe 1 or 2 tenths, they're catching up to Aslan.
Yeah, exactly. So the 3 Ferraris there, line astern, catching up to Aslan in P6 as we look on to Pratama now. Still engaged heavily in that fight with Reyes. Reyes has dropped back slightly now, around half a second. But they're catching Milana. And so they're staying within touch of Milana. Just getting the draft there. So Milana's going to be feeling the heat right now with the two Indonesian drivers there in P2 and 3.
Well, for hopefully, like Pratama will give him a bit of space, a bit of like breathing room, not to get too close. But at the same time, he has something on his back, so he can't just like sit there. Luckily, Bogita isn't making like huge progress against the two cars in front, so right now we're still kind of staying stationary.
I think Bakita right now just sitting very happily in P5, maybe just conserving her tires a little bit to mount an attack a little bit later in the race. So we're halfway through the race now. 15 minutes gone, 15 minutes left as we see Gonzalez there going a little bit wide behind Lucas Burr. So Lucas has made up a few places back into the top 17. However, catching the guys in front might be tricky as he's 5 seconds behind the cars in front with quite a lot of damage on his car.
Yeah, right now we're looking at a group of cars with like decent amount of damage. Kamal Lee, broken bonnet, broken bumper, broken rear bumper on Gonzalez cars. Surviving, that's the word.
Yeah, looking at the lap times right now, Russell Reyes with a green sector 1, about 1/10 quicker than Pratama in front, and Pratama another sort of 200ths quicker than Milana in front. No one's setting any lap times that are particularly quick right now. Everyone's, I think, in that middle of the race where everyone's conserving, waiting for another big push towards the end of the race.
Yeah, we're looking at a internal fight between Macau car, Jason C and Jerry Can. Jerry Can actually scored a decent amount of points in Lucky Circuit by driving cleanly away from any trouble. Jason C is looking for his first point, but they're quite far from P15 even right now.
I think Jason C has got 1 point, currently sitting...
Oh, Tabish ran wide. Tabish ran wide, which allows Kyo to make not quite a move, but getting closer, bit by bit.
So checking in on that, Tasby going wide there with Kyo Yim sneaking up alongside him, going into turn 1.
And that's a move done, and Skylar has massive speed coming into turn 1.
Yeah, Skylar wants to be careful though, not to risk too much, but goes down the inside there with his teammate sort of running blockage as they go. Oh, it's getting very close there between the 3 cars.
Skylar running all the way outside. Tabish not give him room. They have to give each other room, or else it's gonna be really ugly. Skylight on the AstroTurf, still have the grip, still side by side.
Coming into Brooklyn now, Skylight gonna try and hang it around the outside. Can Kyo Yim do anything to help out his teammate? As Tasby goes down the inside of Kyo Yim as well.
Well, he can
and
box him up and give the inside to Skylight.
Exactly, just trying to run him a little bit wide so Sky will have the inside for Cops. However, they are still side by side.
And still, they're side by side and then still getting boxed out. So if he wants to be a bit bossy, he can do that. But Kyo,
and off goes Sky Lai, running into the side of Tasby there. I think Sky may have just turned in a little bit. It was a little bit hard to see, but yeah, unfortunate there is that all 3 cars have now ended up in a little bit of grief, which has allowed Chester Lamb to actually close up onto the back of Skyline.
They're lucky no car like spun outright. Skyline had big slide, collected it, and then they're now back on track. Hopefully the rear tire temperature isn't too bad, because when you have a big slide, your temperature goes out of the window, and that just creates even slides. So Chester here tried to heat while iron is hot. Look at 2 cars ahead and try to make in way towards top 10.
Yeah, as you see there on the side of his car, Camus, which is the equipment sponsor for this series, and will be the equipment partner for the finals in Hong Kong on the 17th of December. So Chester, a local driver. Ooh, big dive from Russell Reyes.
And then Bokita chose a very different line.
Yeah,
quite wide entry just to make a slingshot out of exit. We didn't put the 2 guys in front to like ran into each other.
Yeah, exactly. So Patama may have just seen that and got a little bit wide. All cars still following each other there through Brooklyn's.
As expected, like Silverstone has given it a race that is very different from Laguna. A lot of side-by-side action, a lot of different lines.
Yeah, it's the characteristics of these medium to high speed corners. A lot of these cars managing to stay side by side. You don't lose a ton of aero when following the in these GT3 cars. So a lot of these guys managing to stay very close to one another.
So Russell Reyes, he looks like he has more speed, but at the same time he is less composed. So every time he gets close, Katana has reserves that can leave him out of trouble.
Yeah, Patama just really placing his car very well on circuit, not allowing Reyes to really get any kind of angle on him to sneak past. But Reyes, they're tucked firmly in Patama's slipstream as we go through Stowe.
I see we're riding on board with Akira, with his BS combination run set 3 as a GT3.
So Reyes still very, very close to the rear end of Pratama's car there as we head into turn 1 for the 10th time.
Actually, everyone is doing a pretty good job keeping them 10 in shot. We actually still see him on the start-finish straight, which is not a bad thing. So again, trying this dive, not diving. If he was a bit more insistent, he could have gotten an 8th.
I wonder if Russell Reyes there is just trying to show the nose to sort of fake out Pratama a little bit, to get him off his line so that Reyes can get the exit and get the drive he needs to make a dive bomb into Brooklands. But didn't quite work this time. I think, it could have... I think Pratama might be wising up to his tricks.
Yeah, but Pratama is calm and collected. You can see from his facial expression. He's just focusing on driving the car.
Heading into Cops here is Pratama's got a little bit of breathing space from Reyes as we look over to Rakhmat there in P12.
Yeah, we're looking at the first point for Chinese Taipei under threat from Rakhmat. If he got past, he can still get 2 points. But once you get past, there are a few cars behind that are still quite rapid and that can catch up. So you don't want to lose anything here.
Yeah, so Heng Yu Huang there on the last lap did a 159.762 with Fadli Rakhmat doing 158.7, so 1 second quicker. So you'd expect Rakhmat to get past Huang fairly soon.
Well, but the only saving grace is because Rakhmat had this excursion on lap 1. We don't know his extent of damage. So hopefully that's all that keeping Heng Yu Huang in front. So Heng Yu Huang a bit of a wide exit of
Stowe.
Yep, so Rama with a good exit of the last turn.
So you can see the two competitors for that final spot in the qualifying on the qualifying leaderboard there. Rakhmat in P12 and Chester Lamb in P10. So getting very close, and this battle is getting very close with Reyes now right on the tail of Pratama, but unable to stick his nose alongside this lap. Is he gonna do this switch back here and try and set himself up for the entry into Cops? Well, it looks like it.
It looking so lively, but Tama is just parking down the middle of the exit and getting a bad distraction out of the sole corner, so there's nothing he can do. Launching it from a corner.
And we've got the driver cam. Pratama coming out of that corner there, taking a nice big deep breath.
Meanwhile, we're looking at Rakhmat versus Heng Yu Huang. Heng Yu Huang had an inside line, Rakhmat trying to get a better exit. They're side by side, slightly in front of Heng Yu Huang. He's gonna take the inside line and maybe also the outside line.
Ooh, coming close, a little bit reminiscent of Verstappen and Hamilton.
Except no one got killed this time. Rakhmat still side by side, it's gonna be inside line into the outside line and then to the inside line.
Ooh, Rakhmat getting pushed through Cops, and they're still side by side as they head into, and they come out of the corner now.
a lot of respect between the drivers.
Wow, look how close this is.
Whoa.
That's Rachmat now tucked under the rear wing of that AMG Mercedes. As he goes to the outside of Copse, can he hang it all the way around the outside? We've seen many drivers make that work before. Oh!
Oh, you had a clip on the inside curb sideways, and then hopefully no one gets collected.
Yeah, dipped his wheel onto the inside of that curb and just lifted him up, unsettled the car.
Two cars are hot on the behind right now. Chimansky, Hasik, Bulaguran, this group of cars all have pace to catch up with Huang Yupeng in front.
Yeah, Balagulan currently doing a 159.6 with Heng Yuhuang and Fali Rachmat in the 2-minute mark. So
Meanwhile, Lucas Burst is doing his recovery drive on his first point. He is looking for his first point in this race against Jasmetsky. Both cars have quite a bit of damage, but Lucas' damage is more average, I would say. He has both front and rear end damage, so his balance could be over.
Yeah. As he tries to go around the outside there, taking the switch back to get the good exit coming out of the corner. There you go. There you go. No, it's Luffield.
It's lovely. Oh, okay. So which is Druids? Okay. Anyway, he's into Corpse. I know this one. He's into Corpse. There's a lot of action up and down the track, and we're just trying to, okay, we get a bad exit out of Corpse, get movement be in the front or back hits. But that's 1 point for Lucas Burst.
Yeah, Lucas doing a great job there to make the most of what this race could have been, starting on that front row. Unfortunate there for Lucas not to have gotten around cleanly. But like we said, you know, it's with these colder temperatures, as we see Skyline look down the inside there. But with these colder temperatures and no tire warmers, starts can be very tricky. The standing starts for all of these guys, and no traction control up until 50 kilometers an hour. So the starts can get very, very tricky, as we saw.
Yep, and see Kylian after passing the beach isn't running away, so his pace was enough, but not enough to make an impact to the group in front. So there's one mini group that's just trying to shuffle. Skylight get a dive, get the inside line. Can they get a good exit? Tabish has a bad exit.
So a little bit of contact there between Sky and Mohammed Tasbi, but now coming into Brooklands and Luffield, cars fairly spread, with the two Hong Kong and Macau cars now clear of Tasbi, who is sitting in P9.
Tasbi does need a lot of points because in race 2 he lost a chunk of points. So we are looking at both a fight on track and probably a bit of fight in the steering room after the race. Another really aggressive on the hunt is Russell Reyes, who is still doing the same trick, really. He is faster at the entry of some corners, but Pratama has got the exit nailed every single time.
Exactly. So Pratama can just cover off those entries. You know, he's often got the exits to be able to fend it off for at least half a lap.
And why is Dylan in P2? Dylan is in P2 for some reason.
Yeah, so he must have missed that. But Andika Milana with a 58.7 last lap, and Dylan with a 159.7, so second off.
Yeah, something happened with Dylan, yeah.
So Dylan has managed to lose that lead of which was around 2 seconds. So
yeah, right now everyone is kind of in the same shot.
So looking at Dylan Tan now, going to try and retake that lead, but Milana looking pretty speedy right now.
Yeah, there's pretty much nothing between these drivers usually. And right now, Dylan probably a bit shaken. Whatever it is, a small mistake or a small hiccup. And I think Dylan has less experience attacking compared to other drivers.
That often comes when you're leading most of your races. But let's see what happens here. It's going to be very interesting between the two regular teammates here, Dylan Tan and Ndika Milana, as they head into Cops with 1 minute and 10 seconds to go on the clock. It's going to be a very exciting way to close off this race.
Yep, so this is probably the last lap. With Rama, will Rama get the first win for Indonesia? Making it 3 different regions, winning 3 different races.
Exactly, with Hong Kong winning race 1, Singapore with Dylan Tan winning race 2. Let's see who's going to take honors here in race 3 of this qualifying series.
Dylan Tan doesn't look like very aggressive. He doesn't look very aggressive. So with 30 seconds to go, do we get another lap?
I would love another lap. We really want to see how this plays out. Dylan, you'll know Dylan. He's definitely got the bit between his teeth. He's gonna want to take that. He's gonna want to take that lead back. He's gonna want to take that win.
This is by far the closest race we have. The top 5 are in the same shot within 3 seconds of each other. Wow, hopping on top of the curves, Dylan really like trying, but that isn't gonna happen. Russell Reyes, not diving again. Try to set up the exit, which Pratama does perfectly.
Yeah. We've got an onboard camera of Pratama and Russell Reyes, and you just see Pratama getting a fantastic exit and just really stretching his legs out on this on the straight, not allowing Russell Reyes to get anywhere near close.
It looks like Rama has put a bit of a grab, half second grab, which is enough to protect him all the way, probably into Cops.
Yeah, he was a 10th quicker than Dylan Tan there in Sector 1. So maybe that was just pure pace that Milana had, and there was so much action going up and down the field that we just missed it.
Yeah, pure pace from Rama, or who would have thought? But at the same time, we're looking at the top 5, pretty much doing the same pace. Nothing between them.
So Milana doing a very good job to hold off Dylan Tan as we're coming onto the hangar straight now.
So while we're
Dylan is very close.
Yeah, very close, but the slipstream is not that strong here.
Ooh. Dylan diving to the outside here of Stowe. Is he going to hang it all the way around the outside? I think he's going to tuck behind, but he's going to try and get the switch back.
Rama is parked it on the apex, and then he's got to cover the inside, definitely.
Let's see if Dylan can get the switch back and put his foot down and get the exit.
You got double switch back. To the left.
So coming onto the last corner now, Dylan's not going to make it, and Ndika Milana.
Oh yeah, right. Dylan has ran wide, but he came back just in time in front of Pratama, and then that's our top 5.
And congratulations, Ndika Milana, for taking that awesome win in race 3. What a race, what a way to end off this online qualifiers here, with Kyo Yim coming across the line in P7, Skyline P8, with Tasby in P9.
So Ratmat for the P10 after all the trouble.
So Rakhmat has actually gone past Chester Lamb for P10 and 11. And there was only 1 point between them coming into this race, so it's going to be very close. They're either going to be tied on points, or Rakhmat's going to just take it.
Yep. And most importantly, Lucas Spurs has managed to grab back a P12, so that's 3 points that will happen. So right now we're seeing the Macau duel fighting among themselves, and then we have Ratmat here sliding.
It's a little bit of showing off here from some of the drivers, with Russell Reyes doing a bit of GT3 drifting, celebrating that P4. Wow, what a race. What a race. So thank you to ER Esports for hosting this online qualifying championship with our series partner, Camus, the equipment partners for the final race of the championship. I need to go sit down after that one. I mean, I'm sitting down. I need to go lie down after that one. What an amazing race. From start to finish, with action up and down the grid, right from the very get-go, with Lucas Burrs getting that difficult start. Unfortunately, making contact with Bukita, dropping down the order. And we saw exciting fights between Russell Reyes, Pratama, and Bukita. Lucas Burrs making a fantastic recovery drive, coming back in to finish P12 in the points. And a very close battle between Chester Lamb and Rakhmat for that final point for the qualifying series. There you see your top three, with Andika Milano winning from Dylan Tan in P2 and Pratama in P3.
So another League of Racers clean sweep of the podium. If Rama, if you are listening to the live, please go to the driver speaking channel. We need to have you for the driver interview.
Yeah, we're just waiting here for Milana. Milana is on the live feed. We can see him there talking to his team.
Yep. I guess they repeated the third time during the driver briefing that you have to go to the race interview. It would incentivize this if we are going to disqualify him for now.
It'd be funny if he probably doesn't realize he's on camera right now on the stream. But yeah, an amazing race for Legion of Racers racing team.
Yeah. Well, the good thing I have him on my Facebook, so I'm gonna do the most.
Yeah, just send him that DM.
Yes.
He's looking just as confused as us right now as to what's happening. Let's see his reaction when he realizes that he needs to be here.
Well, he's not gonna take as long as the last time to get to the. Last time he did took a good 5 minutes.
That's okay. In the meantime, let's reiterate. After 3 exciting races.
Hello.
Ah,
Hello.
there he is.
I got a mouse up.
Should I
Hello.
be?
Hello.
There
Yes.
he is.
There he is, the man.
Hello everyone.
Congratulations on that amazing race.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
You got past Dylan there towards the end of the race and had to fend him off. How was that move for you?
Yeah. Also, first thanks for everyone, thanks to the organizer, and then thanks to my team for this race. It's really exciting race. Yeah. So basically, I just kind of hold my tire wears. I told Dylan like a bit more overshot like in the first few laps. So I think his tire is somehow gone, and then on the Maker's Beckett, like he got a bad exit, so I just capitalized the slipstream, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, well done. You had a lot
Thanks,
of
man.
pace in that race. Obviously, you know, you have a very strong race 2, finishing second, and now taking your win in race 3. How excited are you for the live race, the live finals in Hong Kong?
Yeah, so basically, see you guys in Hong Kong.
Yay! It's gonna be a lot of guys from your team is gonna be in Hong Kong all together.
Yeah.
Russell Ray.
Yeah. So, I was really happy, like Dylan and then Moreno also. I think Moreno is also qualified for Hong Kong, so yeah, it's gonna be fun, exciting.
Yeah,
Was-
it's gonna be huge party.
Yeah, man. Okay.
All right. Well, congratulations. Go and celebrate, and we'll see you in Hong Kong.
Yeah. So thanks, man. Thanks you guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Alright. Also upbeat. Rama also is so relaxed,
Yeah.
so big. And then as a leader of his team, he has taken up a lot of responsibility, but still he has managed to keep this very easy demeanor.
Exactly. Well, lovely to see, you know, the excitement and happiness, you know, and the joy of having qualified for the finals in Hong Kong.
Yep.
So that's really good to see. So yeah, thanks to our equipment partners, Camus, as well as ERE Sports for hosting this series. Don't forget to tune in on the 17th of December. We have the grand finals in Hong Kong, which will be a live show. And we will see our top 12 qualifiers all take place in that final. What a series it's been.
Just short, is it? There should be a full season of this.
Yeah, we should definitely speak to the organizers and see if we can get them for a full season, because the racing was incredible. The level of driving has been very, very high. Obviously, with the format, with the 30-minute sprint race, you see so much action. So yeah, it would be fantastic to get a full season.
It has been a pleasure working with you for these two
Likewise.
races. We should see her again December. Yeah, at the live show probably.
Let's see. I may or may not be here, and I may FaceTime or I'll dial in, and either way, I'll be watching on the live stream.
Yep. So to all the viewers at home, thank you for tuning in. This is us, and we'll see you in December.
Exactly. Thank you to all the drivers, sponsors, viewers at home. Thank you, and good night.
Good night.